Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are returning, I am Selena here at Sunny Sage 11. I'm here back with a new video. I typically discuss things related to life insights and spirituality. And this video, the topic had been on my mind for like the past day or so. And it connected with a conversation that I had with someone um, on Friday, just a couple days ago. As I'm recording this, it's Sunday, July the 6th. And happy July, by the way. I think this is my first video for the month of July. So welcome. And if my message and voice connects with you, then I invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hoping to grow this community and just take it as far as I can take it and beyond. But yeah, this conversation, and I didn't take any notes beforehand, so I'm just gonna do my best to try to cohesify this information. But basically, this person isn't a friend, but more so like an acquaintance, and they sense that I'm a very spiritual person just from some of the things that I've shared around them. I try not to get too deep, but I think they can sense that from some things that I've stated in like conversation with them or in passing. I think that they sense that, oh, she's a kind of spiritual person. And I'm getting a sense that maybe this is starting to like maybe get them curious about spirituality or wanting to dive deeper into exploring spirituality. And the reason for that is a couple days ago, they asked me, do you have any movies or any, sorry, I'm doing this because like the strap of this shirt is kind of showing, you know, the hanger strap. But anyway, they were asking me if I could recommend movies related to like God. And it was kind of like, I didn't know, well, it kind of took me, it made me pause a bit because I was like, a movie about God? And I was like, could you explain more? And they expressed that, well, they're wanting to understand more about, you know, God or spirituality, or kind of wanting to watch something where they could be convinced that there is something higher. And, you know, when I heard that, like, I didn't want to speak too fast. And there was another person around me that they had shared this with. And so that other person was also kind of like, you know, pausing as well. And what I took away from that encounter was, well, for one, I think it's great that this person has reached a point where they feel they want to explore their spirituality. At the same time, though, where I found it to be a bit problematic and a bit skewed in a direction of the sense of trying to treat spirituality or a spiritual journey or finding God like this sort of an item on a to-do list, or, you know, like in a way like it's as if I were asking someone like, oh, could you recommend a good restaurant that, you know, serves Italian food? Like, could you recommend a good Italian restaurant? And I feel like treating our spiritual path and journey like an item on a to-do list is not, in my book and from my perspective, the way to go about it. And, you know, I'm not knocking this person, and I do hope that, well, they, in my eyes, I feel like it's a good thing if they feel that they are open to exploring spirituality. I think it's great to get to know yourself and to want to understand like higher power and higher sources of insight, and getting in touch, you know, with, you know, energies beyond you. I think that's great to want to explore and dive into that. But at the same time, I don't think it's something that can be tackled or conquered through one movie, or, you know, in a weekend, or, as in my eyes, approaching it from a headspace as this is something I have to analyze, or I need to nail down, because I feel that it doesn't work that way. And just from my own journey alone, which is unique to another person's journey, and what I shared with this person in a very open and gentle way was, you know, the spiritual path you're taking is your journey alone. And for me to just recommend, you know, a movie, which honestly I couldn't even think of one, because I was like, I don't know if it takes a movie to find God. And to me that feels like intentional, like I need to, and I'm well, I know I speak of, you know, being intentional, but I feel that when it comes to wanting to explore your spirituality, I think intentional should be from the sense of asking yourself, well, why am I wanting to explore my spirituality? Why am I wanting to move in this direction? What am I seeking? What am I wanting to learn about myself? But I think that wanting to box it in or treating it like I must know it from a black and white perspective, I just couldn't connect with that. And so what I communicated gently to this individual was, your journey is your journey alone. And I do hope that the direction you take will be one that connects to you and speaks to your heart, and one that is able to meet you as you're growing and as you're evolving. But for me to, step in and try to, insert myself purposefully into that, it would rob you from that journey, So I didn't want to feel that I was interfering, because I feel that the path this person takes spiritually is going to be different from the path that I took. And honestly, looking back, this wasn't something that I, sat down one day and said, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I knew the night before that I was going to, there were so many things that I became aware of as I took one step. So it's like, as they say, the way appears as you take that first step. And so, and honestly, a lot of things happened to me that I had to, in a way, pivot through. And I think that circumstances and challenges that I experienced were ways for me to grow as a person. And I think that, and also, I feel like as we get to know ourselves, that also helps us understand how we want to explore spirituality. As we grow, as we get to know ourselves, it's all unique for each and every person. So, one thing I think I mentioned was, I feel that we shouldn't be trying to find God. I need to find God, find divinity, because honestly, I feel like it's already within you. Why do you need to find what's already within you? If anything, it's more so about peeling back the layers and dissolving and confronting those parts of yourself that are blocking you from really connecting with your spirit, with your inner divinity. It's already there. I feel like we don't have to look for God, and I'm not saying God in the traditional Heavenly Father sense. God is energy, the divine power, spiritual guides, angels. There's so much that is God. I don't see it as this single entity. I feel like it's more than just that. And so I'm just doing this video because I feel that there might be others who may also have an approach in that way, where it's I need to nail down God or spirit in a weekend and then check it. This is a journey. As long as you're alive and your spirit is with you on this life journey, your spiritual practice is going to be a lifelong journey and experience, and is going to evolve. I mean, even my spiritual practice and my spirituality is evolving, and it's taking shape and going through different just changes every day and different revelations. And as I'm getting to know myself and getting to know who I am and getting to just connect with myself and with those inner callings, those inner nudges, or those signs that are, presented to me. Today, actually, as I was walking, I feel like I get a lot of signs through nature. I see a lot of angel numbers. I'll be walking down the street and I'll be thinking something yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. And literally, as I think that thought, I'll see a car go by with a license plate number that might be a 111 or 222. I literally see number synchronicities. And as I was walking this afternoon, took a walk, and I wasn't planning to walk in this direction, but I was like, okay, I want to get back and circle back to my apartment. So let me go up this path and get back on the sidewalk this way. And I rarely see this. I usually see one dove, in a flock of gray pigeons. But I saw these two white doves just walking with each other. They had each other's back. They're just, a little, pair of lovey white doves. And I was like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a pair of white doves just walking together. And so I pulled out my phone because I was like, what is this sign? I feel like this is something that I'm meant to see. This has not been placed before me accidentally. At this point, I'm there are no coincidences. I'm getting messages like left and right. There are no coincidences. So I looked up what is the significance of seeing white doves, and the message that I came across, the information I came across was it represents harmony, peace, love, balance. I think there's one that I'm forgetting: peace, harmony, love, balance. I'm missing another one, but those four are what stand out. And it was like, wow, because something that's really close to my heart, like something that I really want to welcome into my life, is partnership and love and a really healthy, blossoming, romantic relationship. Like that's something that I am open to and something that I want to welcome into my life. And so I feel that signs that I see kind of help support and reassure me that I'm getting closer, like whoever I'm meant to meet, like I'm getting closer to who that person is. So it's been a patient process because it's been, quite a while since my last relationship. Like it's been a while. But I feel that in this space of like just in 11:11, as I'm saying this, I told you those numbers as I'm recording this, in this space of like, being single, being with myself, I feel like that's where I've been able to do like a lot of work. And so I feel that this inner preparation, like changing my name, clearing up my life in Cleveland and just packing all that, getting stuff out of my life that I didn't need, moving back abroad to Korea, I feel like that has been part of the process to help support me in meeting that partner, in meeting that person. And so, yeah, I am connecting all this from the beginning of spirituality, God, however we define God, divinity, that it's not something we can put on a to-do list, and it's not something that I don't feel we need to find God. I feel like it's already within us. I'm someone who grew up in church, and if you're someone who watches this and you're a churchgoer or you grew up in church, I'm not knocking religion at all. I feel that church and religious spaces do provide, I think above all, a space to build community with other people. I think that humans are social creatures, and I feel that church has been a place where we can build community around spirituality. And, I'm not against building community at all. And everyone's choice of how they choose to believe or what they choose to believe in and how they choose to believe that is their right, is their own personal path. Where I'm at in my journey is I feel like God is already around us, in us, our spirit. Like we are spiritual beings, we're energy. Like it's there. As long as we're alive and breathing, that's energy that's pulsating through our body. So working on this spirit, working on this energy that's within us, like this is where the spiritual journey, I feel, starts, continues, proceeds. It's all here. So I don't feel like we need to find God. I feel like as we find ourselves and as we get to know ourselves, that allows us to connect with that sense of God, spirit, higher power, divinity. So working on yourself, understanding who you are, the individual that, inspired this video, which hopefully inspires you. I also believe that they're also younger than me just from conversations. I sense that they're in the early stages of this adult journey. And, I remember, I'm still young. I'm 30, almost 39, 38 a month from 39. Can't believe it. But, I feel that even this journey of how I moved through these 30s and my 20s, like it's been a whole gamut of experiences and, undoing who I thought I was and moving away thought patterns that just were working but didn't work anymore. So I think that one thing that I've taken away from this spiritual journey is don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid to question beliefs that you used to hold. Don't be afraid to just have everything come falling and crumbling down. And don't be afraid to rebuild from the ashes. Don't be afraid to start over. Just a pause. This shirt strap is getting annoying. Okay, it's in there. Yeah, okay. Maybe my sweat is causing it to come up. I don't know. It's true summer right now. But yeah, so I hope that if you're someone watching this and maybe you're, looking, to discover or tap into spirituality, I feel like we really don't have to look that far. If you happen to watch a movie that inspires you and you feel a sense of connection to spirit through that movie, then that's amazing. But I feel that I didn't want to give this person like any type of like false hope or like misleading, because I also feel like being on this journey myself and just being a few years older than her, like the wisdom that I could share, that I see where you're coming from, but your journey is your journey, and it would not be respectful for me at all to try to tell you how you should embark upon this spiritual journey. Like, let it come to you. Connect with yourself. I didn't say all this, but now I'm saying it now because I wanted, I was trying to really just not overspeak. I didn't want to, because, I'm still also trying to, be aware of my boundaries, like also kind of not share everything about myself when it comes to spirituality in certain spaces, especially when it's like work related. But what I'm saying now in this video is just, yeah, I'm not here to tell people how, they should live. I think it's best that everyone find that path that resonates for them. And as you live life and go through your own journey, like that will help, in my eyes, mold and shape the spirituality that is meant for you. And, if I were to have followed someone's blueprint of their journey, like it wouldn't have fit mine, because we're two different individuals on two different paths. And so I will leave it there. So thank you so much for being here. I hope I've said everything that I needed to say. I took a walk before this video. I took a second walk this evening. And as I was walking, I kept running through that conversation. And I was like, I need to do a video about this. I need to talk about it. I may even get on my blog, and I may even type, this might be a new blog post, maybe this week or tonight, we'll see. But yeah, synchronicities. Yeah, so I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a great start to July. If it's summer in your part of the world, hang in there. It's weird. I thought I liked summer until I came back to Korea and I remembered how humid it can be. But my birthday's in summer, which I like. I like having a summer birthday. I like the long days of summer. So yeah, you take it all in, and you just roll with it, And I wouldn't say I don't like summer. I would say I don't like the sweating that comes with summer. But I do love the long days. I love how the trees look, and just the green, lush leaves that are all around. And my neighborhood has so many trees, which is what I love. So the sweating I don't like, but I do love celebrating a birthday in August. I love the long days, and sleeping with the window open is nice. And yeah, just the energy of summer as well, kind of just, it moves you. So have a great day, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.